Hi friends, Renee Keys here with Carolina Creative. I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and I'm here with more card making ideas for you today. I am still playing with the Changing Leaves bundle, which is stamps, dies, and this hybrid embossing folder. Today I want to use the embossing folder just as an embossing folder. I'm not going to use the die cutting part. As you can see, there's a lot of different leaf patterns in here. It's just a really cool die and it adds a lot of texture. So I'm going to take a piece of Very Vanilla and then place it, and you can play with how you place it in here depending on what, parts of the leaves you might want to show, and depending how you're going to use it. I think I'm going to turn it this way, and I'm even going to angle it just to get, I'm going to get a variety of the leaves on this piece of paper now, the way I've got it lined up. So I'm going to emboss that, and I think I'm going to do that first. I'll flip the camera so you see my workspace, and we'll just get started here. So I've got the gray plate. This is a very thick folder, and I'm hoping this will go through. If I grab that and it's the wrong one, I'll know nope, it's the right one. I'll know quickly because I won't be able to roll it through. And that would just mean I need a thinner plate. So now that that's come through, let's take a look. Oh yes, beautiful texture. I love the feel of this. So it's raised, it's got a lot of details. It's just a really pretty piece. And so now I am done with the embossing machine. I'm gonna move it out of my way because that way I have more space to work. I've already selected my Calypso Coral card base here, and I'm going to put Very Vanilla on the inside as well. So this is how I'm going to layer them up. The colors I'm using, because I've got a Calypso Coral cardstock, I'm going to use the same ink on top. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the brayer today. So I'm going to get some ink on here. And what I'm going to try to do, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I'm interested, if I can, in just inking up. I'm going to move that out of the way so it's right in the center of the field here. I'm really interested in inking up the raised surface. So I'm very lightly going to roll this over. And I knew that was going to happen. If I get some on there, it's okay. It just gives it a little bit of a distressed look. I think it makes it look really cool. So that's it. That's all I'm going to do. And I'm going to carefully set this back down on the feet. There is ink, now my fingers, ink all over this. It does wash right off. So I will go either to the kitchen or the bathroom and wash this off when I'm done. But for right now, I'm just going to set it on its feet and keep that up off the surface. So now I've already done just a little bit of die cutting. I punched out this pretty maple leaf. And then one of the other dies gave me this really intricate leaf. So these are the two that I'm going to use, but I actually want to put my sentiment on this leaf. And so on the inside, what I'm going to do is I'm still using my Calypso Coral. I'm following, I've got a maple leaf here, I've got another one here, and now I'm going to put one inside my card. And I'm not going to put a sentiment in there because, as you're about to see, this is going to be a thank you card, and I want just to leave space to write. I'm now going to introduce one more color. I pulled out Cajun Craze because it's darker. And I could have gone two ways. A dark brown like espresso would have worked really well on here. Black would work. I think I'm going for a little softer vibe than the black, and that's why I thought let's do the tone on tone. I've got this Cajun Craze, and I just pulled the stamp right out of this Changing Leaves bundle. And I've got sitting here that says thank you. And it's really pretty. It's a very nice cursive font that they used. So you see all my pieces now. I'm going to start on the inside and go ahead and put my card insert in there. And just dot my glue on. Not too heavy, but enough to hold it and make sure I get the corners. And then adhere this. I'm eyeballing it, so as close as I can get. I had ink there too. Okay, and so now I'm going to adhere this embossed, and I emptied one of my Stampin' Seals this morning. So I'm actually using Seal Plus. This is the extra heavy duty. And that did not like that. There we go. Make sure that I get it on some of the flat surfaces. I do find it likes to pick up a little bit if I get it on some of the texture like that. But I think when I roll it back down, it'll be fine. So now I am going to center this. I could have matted this. I could have trimmed this down a little bit and then put, if I did it, I would probably use the Cajun Craze as a mat under there. This is beautiful, and so I thought it was busy enough. I'm now going to put my thank you on here, and I'm going to add my little die cut leaves here as well. And then I went looking. I don't have a lot of ribbon in this color. I actually didn't have anything. But I went looking for something pretty natural and organic. This is left over from a set last year. It's kind of a braided twine almost. And so I thought, well, I like that natural element. What if I just layer this so that I have a piece of twine on there? I have my leaves. I want to make sure that leaf shows. So when I glue this down, I'll do that. And then put these leaves on there. And that's kind of the look I'm going for. It's just very natural. Okay, so I'm ready to glue. And I do think I'm going to need my Seal Plus for this. I'm going to start with, actually I'm going to start with this. And if I can, I'm just going to put the adhesive directly on the back in 3 different places. That can be a little, yeah, I got it on there. Maybe not at the top here. It can be a little messy. Yep, there we go. Because this is fuzzy, but I think it was actually working. I could have used glue dots too. That would work very well. And if I need to, I'll tuck a glue dot under there if something isn't holding quite right. But I do want the ends to be loose, so I think that's fine. And now I think I may need dimensionals. Let me take a look, just in case I'll get them out. Although this would lay better flat. So no, I think I will just use my Seal Plus, extra heavy duty here, and put, it's a matter of taste and preference and, you know, what you think you like. Put this so that it shows, so that the other leaf shows. And now I do need liquid glue. This is very delicate. In fact, though, the glue pen would actually work really well here, the fine tip pen. I do like to use that for some of these really fine stencil cuts like this. But this, you know, this is gonna work as well. And I'm just gonna put this over the top. So I have layers of leaves. And I think I'm gonna put a dab of glue under the stem here, just a tiny dot to hold that in place. Okay, the last thing I'm thinking is just a little wink of Stella, a little sparkle, a little shimmer on these die cuts. And I like how that kind of popped up, and it's because of the ribbon behind it. And now I'm just going to put a little shimmer. This is going to dry, and you won't see the lines that you're seeing right now. It'll dry clear. But it will give it just that little bit of sparkle. And so there you have it. This is a, well, it could be a fall themed card if you needed a fall theme. But it's a very simple thank you. It's kind of tone on tone. So the 2 colors were Calypso Coral and Cajun Craze. And then inside I have duplicated this maple leaf. So very simple, but elegant looking. And then I do like having just this little natural fiber on there. It just adds a nice little touch. So thanks for joining me today. If you like the projects or the products that you see here, feel free to reach out to me. You can find me at Carolina Creative or hashtag Carolina Creative. And I'm Renee Keese, and you can also find me on the Stampin' Up! Network. Appreciate you joining. Stay tuned for the next video.